All or nothing thinking is something that can get us into a lot of trouble if we're not using that strength of our character in the best way. So when you think of all or nothing, think that 50% of the time that means you have the chance of getting nothing out of that equation. So I like shifting our thinking a little bit from all or nothing to always something. A common theme that you'll see with all or nothing thinking is the moment something feels like it's gone off plan, we get that feeling of like, well, I screwed up what my idea was of what I was supposed to do. Well, I screwed up, what the heck, I'll just start again Monday. So then the 2 days before Monday end up just being like, well, I might as well clear out all the junk food that I have in the house so it's not there because I'm going to be perfect on Monday. Or, well, whatever, I'll start again January 1st. And so then we just give up on all of our goals until everything lines up in our life that we can do it all again perfectly. So I like to think of that visually as, imagine you're going on a road trip, you end up getting distracted, you take a little side road, it gets a little bumpy, you pop a tire. In that specific scenario, would you get out of the car and go, oh, well, I popped a tire, might as well just get out and slash the rest of the tires? When we think of it in that way with that visual, we would go, no, that's not how we would react in that situation. We would just go, ooh, okay, next time I'll try not to turn down this road. I'm going to fix this tire, call who I need to call, do what I got to do, and then just get back on the road. So we're going to try to keep that headspace whenever we're going on our journey, our road trip towards our goals. As we're going along, if something happens, we don't go, oh, well, I already screwed up or things went off plan, so I'm going to slash the rest of the tires. We learn from it, observe, take note, do what we got to do, and then just keep going. Another visual with the cars that I like thinking of is those little rumble strips that are on the side of the road. When you're driving and you notice it start bumping because you veered off a little bit, we don't go, oh, I veered off the path a little bit, might as well just ditch the car, because then that you turn that little slip into a spiral. It's not the slips that throw you off, it's the spirals that throw you off course. So instead, the next time you catch yourself, think of it like a little rumble strip. Go, ooh, I'm noticing that I'm shifting directions a little bit. Okay, let's just course correct. So keep those visuals in mind whenever you're going on a long road trip, so to speak, to get towards your goals. The other tool that we like to use whenever we're noticing that theme of all or nothing thinking is getting in our way, where we go, ooh, well, I screwed up, whatever, I'll start again, I'll do perfect on Monday. Remind yourself, if that would have worked, it would have worked by now. So if you've noticed that that's been a pattern of yours, oh shoot, I screwed up, I'll start again later, and that's been a repeatable habit, remind yourself, if this plan, this idea of, well, I screwed up, so I'll start again perfect another time, if that would have worked, it would have worked by now. So it's time to try something different. So instead of thinking things as all or nothing, where everything has to line up perfectly for you to be able to be on track, let's think of things as dials instead of this on or off switch. It's either going perfect or whatever, I don't care. I'm just giving up on everything until I can start again. Think of everything as dials. And through working with people, I've noticed that there's 6 areas that have a really big impact on our physical and mental health that we have some influence over. So I like to think of them as if they're on dials, so that we have multiple different areas to work with. So let's think nutrition quality, nutrition quantity, sleep, movement, water intake, stress management. Those are all very big like levers that we can influence that impacts the way we feel physically and mentally. Now, here's what I mean as using that as a tool. Say, for instance, you have this game plan of how you want to eat or whatever, and then a potluck comes up with work. So you can imagine the food quality that's available to you is different than what you had planned. So instead of using that as a reason to go, well, I can't do what I had planned to do, so whatever, I'll just give up for now and I'll start again tomorrow and I'll do things right. We think, okay, right now if my food quality dial is turned down, the way we can adjust and still support our health is, let's look at all the other dials. What can we turn up so that we're still inching towards our goal and we're still supporting ourselves? Can we dial up our water dial, so make sure we're getting a water in between every drink? Can we dial up our movement? Go and play the games at the barbecue or potluck or whatever, so you're moving your body. Can you make sure you follow through on your sleep routine that night? all these little micro adjustments will make a big difference towards helping you still stay in the right direction towards your goals. There's always something that you can do. Instead of focusing on what it is that you can't do, turn your focus to, okay, what are other things that I can do in this moment? Sometimes we'll get into this idea of pressing pause on things like, well, it's not going the way I want it to, or I can't do everything perfectly, so I'll just put it on pause until I can do it. But think of your relationship with yourself, which is really what we're creating and building. Your relationship with yourself isn't something you can just put on pause and be like, I'll focus on that later. Think of it like if you're a mother, your relationship between yourself and the child. No matter how crazy your life gets, you can't put being a mom on pause. Can't look to your daughter and be like, oh, I can't be your mom right now. I'll start again on Monday and then I'll be fully present for you. That's just not how it works with relationships with the ones we love. We're always in that relationship with them. The way we show up might look different depending on what's going on, but we still show up for them and we respect them and we do what we can with what we have. So the same thing with the relationship to yourself. Don't put it on pause. You might have to shift the dial of the how you can show up for yourself, but we don't just put our relationship to ourselves on pause. We're constantly working to do what we can with what we've got. So keep that in mind. This idea of the dials, another way to kind of visualize that is when we talk about finding balance, sometimes we can imagine, we think in our mind that finding and creating a balanced lifestyle just means there's going to be a point where we don't have to worry about anything anymore and everything is just steady and it makes sense and we can finally stop thinking or caring about food or our fitness and because we've found balance. But if you can humor me for a second and get up standing, stand on one foot. So you're balancing on one foot. It's not this like steady, you don't have to work for anything. You're constantly, you'll see your ankle movements, you're constantly adjusting and reacting, and that's what real balance is. It's this constantly figuring it out and reacting to your environment and if there's a wind or whatever. So when you're trying to create a balanced lifestyle around your health and fitness, friends and families and all this stuff, think of that as if you're balancing on one foot, where it's not steadiness and everything's figured out. It's like you're constantly paying attention and figuring things out. You're constantly adjusting and readjusting. That's what finding a balanced lifestyle means. So if you have any questions about any of those topics or tools, let me know. You can look at the resources that we've added and just keep getting after it.